Here's the latest from News 10 NBC. Live, local, and up to the minute.
Good evening, I'm Janet Lomax. Gabe is off tonight. With virtually 2 strikes against it, the nightclub Gotham City is taking its chances. Tonight, it played host to a 4-band concert in downtown Rochester, but many wonder if the city and a downtown club are a good mix. Brian Martin joins us with more.
Well, Janet, this building behind me has been home to many different music and dance clubs. Now you can see it's called Gotham City, and it's trying to prove you don't have to be a caped crusader to operate in Rochester.
The music has returned to downtown Rochester.
Obviously, we're trying to be a place where people want to come, have a good time.
It's currently the largest club in Western New York. With 2 bars, multi-level dance floors, and a seated balcony, Gotham City has been open for 5 weeks, with music, comedy, and national shows planned for the future. But Gotham is already fighting the downtown image.
The situation downtown is obviously much better than it's been in the last couple of years. People shouldn't be afraid to come downtown. We've got a lot of guys on security. We've got guys outside. The parking lot, there's a tenant out in the parking lot now.
So far, haven't had problems there, and hopefully we won't.
The city could also become a contender. City officials haven't been too pleased with previous clubs, closing down Water Street due to rowdiness and lack of crowd control. But it seems Gotham has struck the right chord.
Whenever you have a club downtown, there are noise issues, there's security issues, and I think if a business operator comes in from the beginning and looks at those concerns, which is what I believe has been happening with Gotham, then they've got a very good chance of success.
But is Gotham City Rochester's newest target?
We target a location only because they become a problem and they are not running a responsible business. Till then, my office usually doesn't even know they're there.
And Gotham City hopes that soon everyone knows they're there.
It's really a fun place. It's a safe place. It's a warm atmosphere to be in. And come down, give us a try, and tell us what you think.
Now, if problems do arise, city officials will meet with the owner and tell him if he can't or won't run a responsible business, he'll be shut down. For now, Gotham has brought music back to downtown Rochester. Janet?
All right, Brian, thank you very much. Repairs on a city water main break are finished, but you're still asked not to use any extra water. The water advisory will be in effect until Friday morning. Meanwhile, road crews will be back at work tomorrow to pave parts of Lake Avenue. Crews patched the street up today, and 1 lane of traffic was open in each direction for the afternoon commute. It was slow going, though, so give yourself some extra time in the morning or take an alternate route. The water advisory in Monroe County is having an effect on parts of Wayne County. If you live in Macedon, Marion, Ontario, Palmyra, or Walworth, county officials are asking that you do not use any unnecessary water. That advisory also remains in effect for the Ontario County village of Victor. Well, the lack of rain is having a deadly impact on wildlife. About 60 dead turtles have been found along the shoulder of the New York State Thruway between Rochester and Syracuse. Their shells cracked, apparently run over by cars. Experts say a lack of rain and water in the nearby Montezuma Wildlife Refuge forced the turtles onto the roadway in search for water. Longtime county legislator Charles Eber pleads not guilty to driving while intoxicated. The lawmaker appeared in Irondequoit Town Court this morning. Police say Eber was driving erratically on the night of May 29th. He refused a breathalyzer and was taken into custody. Today, Eber's attorney requested any videotapes from a surveillance camera inside the cell where Eber was being held.
The tape recording, if they had it in the cell, of Mr. Eber demonstrating that he had the requisite motor skills and mental capacity would be contrary to the opinion of intoxication.
Now, the DA's office says no tape exists. Because of his legal problems, Eber will not run for re-election. Niagara Falls brings in the tourists, and there will soon be another big attraction, the world's largest aquarium. Governor Pataki made the announcement this afternoon. Aqua Falls Incorporated will build a 40,000 square foot interactive aquarium. It will cost $35 million. The aquarium will be built at the former Occidental Chemical Building. What can tourists expect?
It's not really only a journey, it's a ride in that you will discover many things together with the fish population. You will discover the Titanic, the lost Titanic, for example. You will go to a sci-fi underwater sea base. Then you will go through the shark tanks.
This project will create around 380 jobs. The aquarium is expected to open next May. Well, the Pentagon now says only one rebel was killed during a gun battle with U.S. Marines in Kosovo today. 2 other assailants were injured. Earlier reports indicated 3 rebels were dead. There are no U.S. casualties. This is the second time this week that U.S. Marines have come under fire there. The first of the U.S. warplanes that bombed Yugoslavia are now back home tonight. Family and friends greeted the pilots and crew members as they landed at Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana. The B-52 bombers flew strike missions throughout NATO's bombing campaigns. Police in Castle Rock, Colorado, make a grim discovery inside a man's truck. They found the bodies of his daughters, ages 7, 8, and 10. Police say 30-year-old Simon Gonzalez apparently murdered the children and then headed to police headquarters. Gonzalez began firing inside the building, and police returned fire, killing Gonzalez. At the time of the shooting, police were looking for Gonzalez. The girl's mother alerted them because she was concerned about her children's safety. She told police her estranged husband was suicidal. Well, the manhunt continues tonight for a suspected serial killer. Rafael Resendez Ramirez is wanted for at least 8 murders. Ramirez is a drifter who travels by train. All the killings happened near railroad tracks. The FBI believes he was in Louisville, Kentucky last week. The FBI believes he was at a downtown homeless shelter. School officials across the country are concerned about teacher shortages and finding qualified people to fill the spots. Low pay is one of the reasons given. While the situation isn't as serious locally, Dan DeRushy talked with one educator who says they're beginning to feel some of the impact.
Becoming a teacher in the Rochester area is still highly competitive, unlike other parts of the country where new teachers are in short supply.
Other states are in a much more critical position, first of all, because they have rapidly rising enrollments, and they're building new schools every time they turn around, so they need whole new faculties to staff them.
Jeannie DeMarto is director of curriculum for the Brighton School District. She says attracting new teachers to Brighton is probably a little easier because of the community's strong commitment to education. She admits, however, finding qualified applicants is getting tougher.
We are beginning to see a decrease in the number of people looking for jobs, or the number of highly qualified people looking for jobs.
She attributes this mainly to increased opportunities in other fields, many that pay more. But DeMarto says there is another contributing factor to the teacher shortage that a lot of people are probably overlooking.
When people in my generation graduated from college, chances were you were going to be a teacher or a nurse. And that's much less likely now. There are many more opportunities for women.
DeMarto says more money would attract more applicants, but she believes school districts across the country need to start targeting an untapped resource.
We're looking at people who may be older, mature adults who are going into teaching as a second or third career, and we are encouraging people to do that because they bring a lot of experience, a wealth of experience to that position.
Dan DeRushy, News 10, NBC.
And DeMarto says the biggest problem facing our region right now is a lack of certified substitute teachers. She says Brighton, along with other districts, all of them are trying to better prepare new teachers through a mentoring program. Well, get ready for a hot and humid weekend. Meteorologist Richard McCullough joins us now with the first full weather in the first 10 minutes. It's not going to change.
No, right you are, Janet. Unfortunately, also, we don't have much rain to talk about over the next several days, and we'll take a look at that as well. First alert Doppler 10 radar is showing a dry scan at this hour. Our numbers today, we got up to 88 degrees for today. Normal high is 80 degrees, so we were way up there, and the low you see 58 degrees was right on the nose. The forecast for tomorrow looks like this. Partly sunny skies tomorrow, a few more clouds in the mix, but warm and humid. And in those inland areas, we got up to 90 degrees down in places like Groveland and East Avon. Well, those areas, again, reaching the low 90s once again today. And around Rochester, we're looking at 87 degrees for tomorrow. Here's a view outside. This is our Metro Sky Cam. You can see the beautifully blue skies this evening, the clear skies, and of course the temperatures were very nice. As the sun went down, we had nice conditions out there this evening. In fact, here are the numbers right now. 69 degrees currently at Rochester, The pressure is holding steady. The winds are out of the south at 6 miles per hour. And of course, the weather watchers have checked in, and you can see here, uniformly almost across here, we've got 60s and 70s, 68 in Farmington, 65 up in Greece, and 68 also over in Leroy, but 71 degrees in Groveland and also down in Canandaigua at this hour. So not bad. Temperatures will cool down to the low 60s. This is not going to scare you. This is just a map that shows the winds. The winds are circling around that big area of high pressure. Here it is, the surface high. This is the current map, and you can see the flow continues to come out of the south, and this bubble of high pressure continues to dominate. Look, keeping off that rain over in Michigan and back down through the Ohio Valley. It's not going to get here. Slowly, though, these clouds will move in and giving us partly sunny skies tomorrow. But temperatures, as you see here, 79 in New York City, 72 in Washington. Most of the Northeast seeing temperatures in the 70s at this hour as a result. Now, across the country, quiet out west. We got a stormy pattern right in the middle of the nation. In fact, there's a little front that will bring us some clouds and maybe a few scattered showers for Friday, but not much moisture associated with us for us. Most of the energy to the south here, and that big bubble of high pressure keeping us dry here in western New York. Now for tomorrow, partly sunny skies, another warm and humid day, and especially inland areas seeing temperatures up in the 90s once again. And the flow continues out of the south very nicely here. There's the front, not much moisture associated with the front, but some of us may see a scattered shower, may see an isolated storm, but most of us will not see scattered showers and storms around here for Friday, and the pattern continues. As you know, we are in a moderate drought around here in western New York. Mostly clear, though, tonight, mild. We'll see a low around 60 degrees in the overnight period, and the 5-degree guarantee for today was 85 degrees. We actually saw 88 degrees officially at the airport. Here's the 5-day forecast. Feast your eyes on this, folks. Yeah, if you have a pool or something to cool out with, that's a good idea this weekend. 87 for tomorrow. Some areas see 90 tomorrow. And then by Friday, scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm, temperatures in the low 80s, and then back into the upper 80s and low 90s by Saturday and Sunday. And there's next chance of some showers developing by Monday as well. So steamy forecast. So
a pool sounds real nice.
It does sound good.
Hey, you were busy a little earlier tonight, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Well, tell everybody why. Genesee Settlement House celebrated its anniversary tonight, and Richard has the honor of emceeing tonight's event at the Crowne Plaza Hotel. You just saw Bob Johnson of Bob Johnson Chevrolet in Brockport Ford. He was the keynote speaker. Genesee Settlement House has been in this community for 81 years, doing great things.
And they're going strong, and they're doing very well over there. And I got very familiar with the organization in the last year. They do a lot of good things over there.
They do.
And they will be the recipient of the 5-degree guarantee in July.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Well, author Stephen King needed a third operation coming up. We'll tell you how he's doing. Also, the verdict is in for a Ku Klux Klan leader who burned a cross. Plus, find out why people in California should watch where they step.
And coming up in sports, there is news from the A-League that Rhino fans will be interested to hear. And Nancy Lopez has made a major decision regarding her injured knee. Those stories still ahead on News 10 NBC.
You're watching News 10 NBC, recognized by the Associated Press as the best local newscast in New York State. News 10 NBC, live, local, and up to the minute.
News 10 NBC is brought to you by your local Chrysler Plymouth dealers.
It's about summer and driving down the road, but most of all, it's about you. About getting you into your choice of an award-winning Chrysler or Plymouth car or minivan. About the best ways for you to buy now. Depending on model, get big cash allowance, or low APRs, or low lease rates. The Chrysler Plymouth Summer Clearance. It's all about you. See your Chrysler Plymouth dealer today.
How coordinated are you? Coordinate your bedroom. Coordinate your bathroom. Coordinate your kitchen. And coordinate your way to Kmart during White Sale Week. And you can save enough to coordinate another room. Maybe even a house. Come on, Papa. Empress Zoo and Princess Wu.
Once upon a time, there was a gentleman came in from the islands, and he had this huge list of things to buy. Wow. Let's start enlightening. They had sent him over here to buy all the supplies they needed for the whole year. Next, we're going to lumber, plumbing, hardware. He says, you know, they gave me 4 days to do this, and I got it all done in one stop at Home Depot.
Become a grilling guru with the Weber 500, 1100, or 3100 gas grill. You'll find them all at the guaranteed low price every day at the Home Depot.
Seems every day someone asks me the same burning question. Wonder Dude, Mom says Wonder Bread helps build strong bodies. How does it do that? Well, that's easy. Wonder combines the vitamins and calcium together with the iron. And somehow it always comes out soft, delicious too. Remember the Wonder. Tune in next time for Who Needs Wings to Fly?
Ah, the possibilities Dodge Caravan opens up. It's a cabin in the woods, complete with heated power recliners. It's your own private ski lodge, or your workshop for building one. It's your place in the sun, complete with guest room and breezeway. Dodge Caravan, the world's most popular home away from home. Now get $1,000 cash allowance or 1.9 financing on Caravan.
News 10 NBC closed captioning is brought to you by Value City Furniture in Greece, where high quality and low price meet.
You're watching News 10 NBC with Janet Lomax and Gabe Dalmuth. Live, local, and up to the minute.
The First Lady is coming to town to stump for Congresswoman Louise Slaughter. Hillary Rodham Clinton will take part in a fundraiser on July 16th. And the following month, Mrs. Clinton could find herself on the witness stand. Sources say she may be one of 63 people asked to testify in a case involving her former Arkansas law partner, Webster Hubbell. Prosecutor Ken Starr accuses him of fraud in a land development deal. A Ku Klux Klan leader was convicted, but he will not go to jail for burning a cross during a rally in Virginia. The story tops tonight's Newsline. An all-white jury found Barry Black guilty and fined him $2,500. His African-American attorney argued this was a freedom of speech issue. The jury disagreed. A private plane made an emergency landing in California and clipped 2 school buses filled with children. Those buses were going through an intersection when the plane's wings smashed into the back of the buses. It was a miracle that no one was seriously hurt. The plane's fuel tanks burst open, but none of the fuel caught fire. Horror writer Stephen King went back into the operating room for a 3rd time today. Doctors did surgery on his hip, and King could undergo more surgery. They say he is in good spirits. A van struck him last weekend as he was walking along a road near his home in Maine. And a warning, if you plan to hike in the wilderness near Los Angeles this summer, the weather conditions there have produced a bumper crop of baby rattlesnakes. If you do come in contact with a rattler, don't run. These snakes will strike a moving target. Well, I'd probably run anyway. Get out your pen and paper. Your $3 million lotto numbers are coming right up. And a little later, a Florida family gets an early morning greeting from an unwelcome guest.
A medical reporter, Robin DeWind, will tell you about the possible health benefits of beer. It's in tonight's medical checkup.
Later on an all-new Tonight Show in high def, Ahmad Rashad at the NBA Finals with the Obsessed Fan Showdown. Plus Kathy Ireland, Jamie Foxx, Kenny G, and Ahmad calls him like he sees him.
It's easy to spot David Robinson and Tim Duncan because they're the tallest things in New York without the word Trump written on them.
Hey! Then on Conan, Bob Costas in a stunning staring contest tonight.
News 10 NBC is brought to you by Raymore and Flanagan.
Good morning.
Hey.
I am more tired now than when we went to bed.
Tell me about it. That old mattress is no better than a bed of nails. We gotta get a new mattress. Today. No more putting it off.
I'll meet you right after work.
Okay.
Where?
Somewhere we trust. Raymore and Flanagan.
Seeley, Stearns & Foster. Raymore and Flanagan offers your best selection at the guaranteed best prices with nothing to pay for as long as a year.
Wow, they brought this new mattress so fast. And voila, no more sit back. This is so nice.
Imagine TV. Why just settle for the moon when you can also have the stars? The Mercury Sable LS Touring Edition with a 5-star crash test rating. And just announced both $1,000 cash back plus financing less than 1%. This Sable has moonroof, leather, and ABS with Mercury value packaging. That's over $2,200 in no-charge extras, yet it's over $5,000 less than Camry XLE. So why settle for ordinary when you can drive extraordinary? Imagine yourself in a Mercury.
Time magazine proclaims a triumph. This is epic storytelling. Newsweek raves it packs an impressive cargo of laughs, thrills, and wonders. Tarzan. It's one of the best animated films of all time. Rated G. Now playing.
So much to see.
So little time.
Homerama 99.
June 12th through 27th in the Mason Valley community in Barrington.
From the Rochester Home Builders Association.
Co-sponsored by M&T Bank.
Homerama 99.
Ready for the real thing? Enter at Target and you can win one of 250 trips for 4 to the new Islands of Adventure at Universal Studios Escape in Orlando. Winners fly U.S. Airways.
We could have had a tent event complete with balloons and searchlights, but we'd rather just give you the tent. Because now, when you buy or lease an affordable Jeep Cherokee, we'll throw in a custom Jeep tent, not to mention a great lease rate. Just $269 a month with 0 down and only $544 due at signing. And, of course, this. The very quiet tent event with the 0 down, $269 a month Cherokee lease going on now at your Jeep dealer.
Now, the News 10 NBC Medical Checkup with Robin DeWind. Up-to-the-minute information you need to keep your family healthy.
Ozone levels in western New York have been high all week, and doctors say you need to take extra precautions to protect your health. Ozone is the product of air pollutants and sunlight, and it takes its toll on everyone, but children and people with asthma need to take extra precautions. Doctors say don't exercise outside late in the day or during the early evening hours. That's when the ozone layer is the strongest. If you have symptoms of, say, tightness in your chest, coughing, or shortness of breath, you should get inside.
You get inflammation in the airways, a little bit like a person with asthma gets inflammation in the airways, and even people who have no symptoms can get just as much or more inflammation as people who have symptoms.
Doctors say it's the long duration of sunshine that has increased our ozone levels locally. Also, national and state standards for ozone are now tighter. Another study is out about blood lead levels. This time, researchers say high doses of vitamin C can lower those levels in adults and children. The study in the Journal of the American Medical Association suggests that high vitamin C levels were linked to a lower prevalence of elevated blood levels. High blood lead levels can result in anemia, behavioral problems, and in cases of prolonged exposure to memory and hearing impairment. Yesterday, a researcher from the U of R found that blood lead levels could also be responsible for dental cavities. And a new study says the kind of man's face a woman finds attractive varies with her menstrual cycle. When a woman is ovulating or ready to conceive, she is likely to prefer men with more masculine features. When she is menstruating or least likely to get pregnant, she is apt to prefer softer, more feminine looks. And finally, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, or is it a beer a day that does the trick? Danish researchers say there's no proof that red wine is the only alcoholic beverage that can prevent heart disease, adding that it isn't a license to go out and binge, but researchers say only moderate consumption offers any health benefits. Going overboard, you increase your risk for heart disease and other health problems. And that's tonight's medical checkup.
Robin, thanks. Now for a look ahead to sports, here's Rick Hager, who's in tonight for Rich Funky.
They're getting ready for another big weekend of racing down at the Glen, and the Yankees were in action tonight. Tino Martinez with a pair of home runs for New York. We'll have the rest of the highlights coming up next.
Randy Witt back to the wall, looks up. This one is gone, a home run.
News 10 NBC is brought to you by Lowe's.
Honey!
Bill!
Think we need a new ceiling fan?
Lowe's knows how to help.
With hundreds of fashionable top-quality fans.
Including the new 1999 models from names like Hunter and Harbor Breeze.
We can even have your fan installed for you.
So with Lowe's guaranteed everyday low prices, making your room beautiful is a breeze. When it comes to ceiling fans, Lowe's knows.
For an unprecedented 4 years in a row, Dodge Ram has received J.D. Power & Associates Appeal Award as the most appealing full-size pickup. And because Ram owners rate it this high, we're celebrating with a rate this low. Now lease a Dodge Ram with a Magnum V8 automatic and air for just $229 a month, or get low 1.9 financing. Dodge Ram. The rules have changed.
For just 3 short days, 3 whole stores are on sale. It's the 3-day sale at Interiors Houseworks and Mount Morris Furniture. Now's the time to save on all the furniture you'll enjoy at mealtime, bedtime, work time, and your own time.
It's a chance to save more money on more styles and more variety.
3 days, 3 stores. The 3-day sale at Mount Morris Furniture and Interiors and Houseworks at Winton Place.
Experience the new Corning Museum of Glass, now open.
Everybody races around town, but nobody said you had to do it like everyone else. Take a different route. Drive the Mazda 626. Take control and get into a sporty Mazda 626 with the power of a V6 engine.
Now, from News 10 NBC, here's Rick Hager with sports. Live, local, and up to the minutes.
Well, they've been counted out all year long, and now the New York Knicks are in a hole that no team has ever climbed out of. It was Game 4 in the NBA Finals, and Jeff Van Gundy was looking to pull even with San Antonio. The Knicks led after the first. Charlie Ward with a steal, and Ward with 2. But the Spurs gained control in the second and third. Mario Elie with a nice drive. And late in the game, the Knicks made a rally. Allen Houston with a good look. And 2. The Knicks were within 2. But Tim Duncan was very strong again inside. He scored 28. And the taller Spurs lead the series 3-1. No team has ever come back from that deficit to win the finals.
Size does matter in this league. It does. And particularly in the playoffs. And their size beat our, speed and quickness tonight.
Duncan and Robinson combined for 36 rebounds. Game 5 is Friday in New York. Nicky Spooner, the Charleston player whose tackle severely injured the Rhinos' Lennon Steenkamp, has been suspended for 6 games by the A-League. Steenkamp suffered the career-threatening injury on June 4th. The Rhinos sent video of the incident to the league, and today Spooner was suspended 6 games and fined $500. Rhinos GM Chris Economides doesn't think the penalty is strong enough and says the Rhinos are considering taking legal action against Spooner. And has soccer affected the quality of the field for baseball at Frontier Field? One of the Red Wings players says it has. The Wings were defeated by Durham 9-5 this afternoon. Rochester committed 4 errors today. This ball took a funny bounce past Mike Murphy in left. And third baseman Ryan Miner had trouble today, lost the handle here trying to field the grounder. Miner was charged with 2 errors in the loss.
This is one of the best stadiums in the league, until you get on the field, and you can't blame the team or the city for that. I mean, they got a good they play soccer here, but that's just the way it is, and we got to deal with it. But it does take its toll on you after a while. You do start thinking about ground balls, and you start making some errors and stuff.
The Rhinos played 3 home games in 5 days last week. GM Dan Mason said tonight he hasn't received any complaints from his team about the field. Tampa Bay built a 3-0 lead on the Yanks tonight, but New York loaded them up in the 5th, and Paul O'Neill cleared the bases with a double right here. The Yankees took a 4-3 lead. The next batter, Jorge Posada, with a high fly ball and that modern-day problem. Randy Wynn lost it in the dome lights, and a triple to score O'Neill. 12-4, the Yankees win. Brett Saberhagen returned to the mound for the Red Sox in Baltimore tonight. He combined with 2 relievers for his first win in more than 2 months. He got Albert Bell to hit into a double play, and the Sox shut out the O's 5-0. Valentin and Jefferson hit homers for Boston. Tino Martinez had 2 dingers, and Clemens got the win for the Yanks. Richie Sexton homered and had 4 RBIs for the Indians. The Mets beat Florida. Piazza's hitting streak came to an end, though, and Kevin Millwood got the win for the Braves. Nancy Lopez, on crutches and in tears, withdrew from the LPGA Championship today. Nancy will have surgery to remove torn cartilage from her right knee tomorrow. She played at Locust Hill 2 weeks ago with a knee brace, but the pain was just too much, and she decided to have the surgery tomorrow morning. And it was the 4th annual Motorsports Block Party in Waterloo tonight. The hometown hero, Busch driver Mike McLaughlin, is back for the party. Mike will drive in Sunday's Lysol 200 at Watkins Glen.
See the amount of support we have with the fans, with Gould's Pumps, our sponsor right from next door. I guess it's just a pretty unique situation.
And Steffi Graf, Pete Sampras were among the winners at Wimbledon today. That's sports.
A lot going on. Thanks. Richard has the last look at that forecast coming up, but first, here's a look at tonight's winning lottery numbers. First, the daily numbers, 4, 3, 4. And here are the lotto numbers, 30, 42, 41, 18, 46, 26, and the bonus number 10.